These are the best outdoor features you can add to your Northern Nevada home to help increase its value. My name is Paul Dunham, and we help people in real estate move in, out, and around Northern Nevada. We'd like to help, and we can be contacted using the pinned comment below. Want to give yourself that competitive edge and increase your value in this cooling market? This is your ultimate guide to the best outdoor features. Outdoor entertainment is the latest thing turning heads. From decks, covered spaces, fire pits, games. All these things will set you apart in the changing market. I'll reveal the must-have features that add value and speed up the time to find that perfect offer. Get ready to transform your yard into a buyer magnet and stand out in this shifting Northern Nevada market. Like the rest of the nation, Northern Nevada's housing market is cooling right now. Inventory is on the rise, so is days on market and the time it takes to get an offer. Outdoor features can really set you apart. One of the latest surveys shows 60% of home buyers do consider the outdoor experience as much as they do the indoor experience. And with near 31% of all homes cutting their prices, and that percentage continues to rise, every little thing that you can do to set you apart from your competition makes a world of difference. So why do these changes matter than ever before? It comes down to one word: pickiness. Buyers are tired of paying these high prices and then doing work to homes. And you can tell because houses that need work are sitting. And if they do need work, the discounts are getting pretty great compared to the market that once was. Inventory is now up near 26%. Nationally, it's up 16%. Buyers have that freedom of choice, and now they're picky. So the homes that are in tip-top shape, both inside and out, behave entirely different than the homes that need work, where the seller did nothing but have their realtor put their sign in the yard. Those tactics no longer work. Prepping your home for sale, presenting it in its best light, investing in its presentation both inside and out matter. So instead of thinking of that picky buyer as a negative, think about it as a positive. Lean into it. Know that your competition and your neighbors may not put quite in the effort that you're willing to do. So this is a huge opportunity to help take advantage of the market. Buyers will focus on homes with ready-to-use yards. Home advisors suggest that it can affect your value by 5 and 10% compared to your neighbors. And this is one of the biggest opportunities for sweat equity. More often than not, landscaping is about labor, not material. We'll talk about materials in a little bit, but just doing the work of getting your landscaping up, lively, usable, well-maintained, can change everything in the presentation of your home. Now let's jump into features that are a combination of the two, materials and labor. Here are the 4 best features you can consider in your yards. Feature 1, covered patios. Northern Nevada has extreme temperatures. We have snow, we have heavy rains in the summer and springs, and we have scorching sunlight in the summer. Covering your patio can get great use of it year-round. Shade in the summer evenings, dry during those warm rainstorms, and snow-free patio for outdoor cooking during the winter. Covered patios are very exciting to today's buyers. Stage this space just like you would a room. Living room, dining room, cooking. All these things can give your next buyer an imagination of what they can do on your patio. Let's talk about cost. You have to be careful on this, because if you're going to sell tomorrow, the last thing you'd want to do is hire an architect and a landscaper to do all of these things. But if you're thinking about ways to improve your home's value and you're going to enjoy it, then these are great investments that make sense. But if the prices get too high, it can take a little bit longer to see that return on investment. Very similar to kitchen remodels. But sometimes you can do this simple. Covered patios are available online as kits. If you put it together yourself, it creates great presentations. So shop smartly, and there are cost-effective ways to get your patio covered and improve the appeal to buyers. Maybe you have friends or family that are handy and can help you. These are great weekend projects to consider. Never in my career have I had a buyer say that they did not like having a covered patio during the showing. It's always a positive aspect when selling a home. Feature number 2, durable decks and patios. Well cared for decks and patios are a great way to tie the interior space with your exterior. Whether you use pavers, stamped concrete, wood decks, or the synthetic materials like Trex, these are great options to improve the usability of your backyard space and even your front yard space. Here's a couple tips that I encourage. Try to make it level with your exterior door. So if your slider or door is elevated from the ground, I do encourage you to build up your deck or patio so that it's a flush walk. The elderly, the disabled, do take these things into consideration. And when you have it nice and flat and there's no tripping hazards, we do find that it expands it to more buyers. One of this community's favorite is Trex, using pressure-treated wood for the frames. We have extreme colds and we have hot summers, and it is really hard on materials that are outdoors. And with the low maintenance of materials like Trex and making sure you use pressure-treated wood for framing, buyers take these things into consideration because they know they don't have to maintain it. But be careful about deferred maintenance. If you have a deck that's peeling, that's chipping, that needs work, it can have a backwards effect. Because now the buyer thinks about, I have to do work to the home, and sometimes more work than having no deck at all. So just like any other maintained item, when we're talking about patios and decks, make sure they're in tip-top shape. If you have pavers, maybe it's time to resand the joints. If you have concrete, maybe it's time to seal it. So make sure when you do take advantage of patios and decks, deferred maintenance matters. Keep these in tip-top shape to set you apart from your neighbors and excite your prospective buyer. Feature number 3, entertainment space. A really popular feature is fire pits. Gas and propane is encouraged because it's more of a controlled fire. Do use caution in the rural areas if you're doing wood fire pits, because the last thing you want is an ember getting out of control. So the ones we see the most even in rural areas would be propane or natural gas fires. They burn clean and controllable, so you still get that advantage of a fire pit on the evenings and still being responsible about fire management. These come in tables. You can do them built in using stone or pavers. So sometimes don't even think about building one, maybe just having a furniture piece that encompasses a fire pit and advertise that you'll leave it behind. Those type of tricks can really set you apart from your competition. Daytime entertainment works well too. Maybe adding a pickleball court if you have the space, bocce ball, a basketball court, a putting green. All these little activities set you apart from your neighbors. Sometimes you'll find buyers love it and then not even use it, but they like the idea that they can. So incorporating an active backyard can really make a world of difference. Just be realistic to the size of your yard. Because remember, a lot of buyers have pets. So if you take up too much space, you could deter a lot of buyers who have pets. I see this a lot when people take patios overboard and run concrete through their entire backyard. That can actually have a negative effect on the value of a home. Another feature, Xeroscape or low maintenance. There's a lot of buyers today that don't love the idea of working outside on the yard every weekend, and they haven't quite budgeted a landscaper to do it for them. So do think about how much maintenance your backyard is as well. If it's very tasteful and looks nice, but low maintenance, buyers think about that. And even when we're with buyers, we get that feedback that they love the yard and how they can enjoy it, but not have to work on it. Xeroscape is not for everybody, so use caution when you're thinking about xeroscaping as a simple answer. Though it is for a lot, it's not for everybody. Many Northern Nevada buyers have pets. So if you have all gravel in your backyard, boasting that it's xeroscape, it could be a negative effect for somebody with pets. Turf is a very popular feature as well. Just make sure if you do run turf and you have pets that you maintain it. You often need to spray it with an enzyme or wash it. It's not a set it and forget it, especially if you have a pet. But I do recommend always thinking about your next buyer when you're designing your backyard. Just because you don't have pets doesn't mean that your next buyer won't either. Pet ownership is a massive part of our population. So when you're thinking about your yard design, think about ways to attract your next buyer who either has pets or doesn't have pets. Maintenance is a very important thing to think about, because I do find today's buyers would prefer as minimal maintenance as possible. Mowing the yard is fine, but we're really talking about bushes, gardening, flowers. Though it looks really nice, many buyers today can't afford a gardener to do it for them and are too busy with their lives to want to spend their day off maintaining a high maintenance yard. Here's 3 tips to maximize your ROI on your yard. Tip 1, focus on labor over materials. Make sure that you've exhausted all of the potential of your yard with the materials you have before you start buying more. Trim back your bushes, weed, rake, spend money on grass seed instead of turf. Maintain and keep your irrigation working at a high level. Leaf blow and groom all your bushes. A well-manicured yard without even changing anything can be one of the largest ROIs. Tip 2, start from the ground and work your way up. Don't cover your backyard if you don't have a patio. Build the patio first. After the patio, think about living space and activities. Going back to the fire pit, bocce ball, horseshoe. Once you have your living space defined, then consider covering it. So work from the bottom to the top. Tip 3, treat your backyard just like your interior living space. Stage it, present it, decorate it, add accents, add color palettes. Very few Northern Nevada homeowners do this, and I can't stress this enough, it really sets you apart from your neighbors. Spending that extra time treating your outdoor space just like you would your living room, your dining room, your bedroom, your kitchen. Present your backyard in the same way that you would your house. In a changing market, it's important to do all you can to set yourself apart from your neighbors and your competition. Apply this ultimate guide to outdoor space to get your home above the rest in buyers' eyes.